Hey, yo, and welcome, everyone. If at any point you start suddenly hearing two of me, I have finally fixed my laptop. I don't think that's going to happen. I may have to voice of God it for the rest of the year, and during the break, I may have to factory reset my laptop because I tried to join Discord and I was still not heard, despite the fact that everything in my laptop says that my mics are working fine. So.
Rude.
That's copying me. He's bullying me.
I just kind of didn't know why you were doing that, so I thought maybe
I was
She's
hiding my
hiding
hair.
her hair.
I was
Oh,
hiding my hair.
I'm hiding my cheeks. On
Okay, you
account.
should move your hands a little bit, just more like right here.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably
Make
for the best.
visual for everyone.
CB, say hi to RP for us, because this one loop in my braid is a lot looser than the others, and it's bothering
Hey,
me.
your thing is doing it now too. Your names are all weird, so it wasn't just my fault. You set up this stream, and the names are weird.
The names
That's
are
fair.
weird.
I'll go look and see if it's a settings thing.
No idea. Hello. I got my hair cut off. It's fine. I've complained about this like 3 or 4 times today, so I'm feeling better. That was a lie. I am still upset about it.
And hello, I'm feeling great because I conspired to have CB's hair cut off.
Matt, I'm sending you my therapy bills.
Just right now.
Look, I have feelings about my hair. A lot of my worth is tied up in the length of my hair, apparently. No, it's just it's the non-consensual bob. Make sure your non-consensual bobs are tagged before you post your pics. Hi, Jessica. Jessica says haircut buddies. I also got my haircut today. I hope you're happy with your haircut. RP, no, my name started doing that, I think last Monday. I have no idea why. It's happening to other people too.
Okay.
Maybe it's a
Well, it was just really weird because during the Storytellers Hearth, it only happened to CB streams and not mine. So maybe it's entirely possible it's on YouTube's end and that YouTube is doing something. It could not.
It shouldn't.
How was everybody's weekend?
Good. I went to a haunted cave.
You're the second person I've talked to who's gone to a haunted cave, and I didn't know that was an option.
I have access to haunted caves and choose not to go in them because I live in the Appalachians, and that's a disaster. That's a horror movie in the making.
Right.
Yeah.
You go to haunted caves in the middle of the day, as far away from Hallows Eve as possible.
Mine is a cave in Ohio that has been converted into a haunted house.
That one's far less.
Yes, it is not a truly haunted cave. It is entirely an attraction.
I went to a haunted hayride.
I love
hazes.
I love hayrides.
There were scare actors.
One of the things that I do miss about when I was part of the church community here was so Halloween. In all honesty, the Christian community I was part of here, they were like, if you're celebrating holidays as a capitalist commercial thing to spend time with family, they're like, there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't go around doing pagan rituals. And it was like, somebody who knows the difference. So what they would do is, it's really funny because my sister is part of a different Christian community and they also name it this way. They host a fall festival for the children. And I'm like, that is so much more pagan.
Halloween, yeah.
It's fine. It is a safe environment for the children to have fun in. So I really don't care one way or the other. But because it was like a bunch of country families who like lived out in the boonies and stuff, and several of them were farmers. They would set up. It was like in the movies festival with like a barn thing, and they had like freshly brewed cider in the thing. So like all of us kids would get like cider, and then we would sit on the hay bales on this big old tractor, and it would like drive us around and stuff. It was so much fun. So I do miss having that. But for the first time this year, one of my children wanted to go trick-or-treating with her bestie. And so like me and the mom got to, because this child, so fucking rude, comes in, CB and I are streaming, and she's all like, Mom, it's 6. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And she's like, I gotta go meet up with my friend. And I'm like, yeah, but it's fine, because also the child on screen with me was like, Sam, it's 6. I have Halloween plans. Proceeds to not leave for those Halloween plans for an hour, mind you. But so we went, and I was like, what is the plan and stuff? My child had no real details. So I was like, you know what? I have the friend's mother's number. I'm gonna just call her.
Yeah.
So I call her, which is really funny because she was like, yeah, I don't know. My child also just came up to me for this. And I was like, yeah, so we should make the plans. So it was us.
The plans.
It was us, our 3, my child's friend and their 3 siblings, and then another set of parents I don't know and their 3 children. So there was like 10 children all together, and that was so just nostalgic and reminiscent to me, especially since like the oldest child there, he looked about 16, 17. And while the parents are like walking and being like the house on the left and stuff, he's like actively going up, not dressed up at all, but he is hurting all of the little children. And I'm like, that was me. He was like, that's why you have the teenagers, because the adults are old and their joints are starting to hate the cold. So he's the teenager. But like nobody told him to. He just took it upon himself. I'm like, you can tell he's the oldest of 4 siblings.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
We have in our in our neighborhood, there is a cul-de-sac whom I swear half the neighbors there have to have lived there for like 15 years plus and know each other, because they work together. Since it's a cul-de-sac, it's a lot easier for them to do this, but they like set up this little fire pit in the road with like chairs and stuff so parents can go sit down, because they made a haunted house. Now, in previous years, our children were not good for the haunted house. They were a little too little, or just like not into it, or like one of our children, he gets overwhelmed easy, so we've just never done it. But like my child and her best friend wanted to go through it. My oldest is into spooky things, and so it's like, oh hey, no, we'll good, like everybody who's not going can go stay warm by the fire. Which my child's best friend's dad is a sweetheart. At some point he comes up to me and he's like, hey, I'll stand in line with the kids if you want to go warm up for a little bit. And I'm like, that's really nice. I am very warm in all my leather though, so I'm good. And he's like, oh, okay, that's good. And I'm like, yes. Like, I, in fact, have trick-or-treated in this specific city most of my life. I knew what I was getting into. The haunted house, actually pretty fucking good. Like, that's one of the best haunted houses I have ever been in. And I went to Halloween Horror Nights with Chris a couple of years at Universal. So got to Chris, the sweetest of husbands. Even though he wanted to go in the haunted house, he stayed with our child who did not want to, with no complaints at all. The person running the haunted house would look at like very obvious adults and was like, do you shop at Lowe's or Home Depot? And if you said Home Depot, gave you a little Home Depot bucket with a candy and a little alcohol thing that you're supposed to mix together. So I got one for Chris, and he got this pineapple schnapps thing with some sour trolleys, which I was like, that's so him. He drank it that night. I got a little bit of a taste of it. It was, I want it now.
Yeah,
might have to go buy some.
Sorry, I just saw RP's message in chat, and are you okay?
I am going to read up on that in a moment.
Sorry. I was just like,
No, you're good.
No longer
We can-
practicing what you're talking about.
You're good. We continued or after trick-or-treating, my daughter watched Hocus Pocus with me, which
hell
Hocus Pocus has been my favorite movie since I was a child, and I watch it every year, either on Halloween or like leading up to or shortly after. But like, I love Hocus Pocus so much. I own the DVD and a DVD Blu-ray, and yes.
My grandma sent me this.
I love
It was full of 10 cookies. It is now full of
Sewing material, as it should be.
2. I gave some away, for the record.
I am now concerned about RP, so I'm going to look through chat before I inquire. Well, you guys already told us. Jessica's very much needed to get it cut to rid some of the weight. I need to do that with my hair as well, because it was so heavy, it was hurting my neck. I think it's making my headaches worse.
I'll take some neck pain.
I offered it to you. So I got a big cut, then got many layers, and now it feels great.
That's awesome.
RP got a cold after his marathon last week, so he's kind of sick for most of it.
Okay.
Was able to go to the bookstore and write a bit on Sunday, though. So I assume he is.
Part yet.
Okay. Jessica did a lot of things: a Halloween party, a trunk or treat, a trail of Halloween lights, and trick-or-treating at my mom's neighborhood. All this is like a great weekend. And then today was a day. Everyone involved was fine, but I was in a car accident at work today. I'm glad everyone involved was fine.
I didn't read the everyone involved was fine, so I'm glad.
Okay. It wasn't my fault, and I was in a company truck, so it was more of a momentary jarring thing, but I was still like, whoa, what just happened? Yeah. I would still, after a day or two, go get a checkup with your PCP. The other insurance should cover that, just to be on the safe side, especially I have more experience with this than I want, but like your body kind of takes care of itself the first day. It's only a couple days later that things can happen.
And if not the other insurance, I mean, your company should also, since it was a workplace.
Yeah. When I meant other insurance, I just meant insurance not his.
Yeah, it's like two separate avenues. You should not have to pay for it.
Yeah, because like even if you're not hurt, going and getting a checkup is still like it's considered standard, like medical aid. No different than if you had to go to the ER. I mean, very different, but like as far as the insurance is concerned, not real different. Yeah, we are all sorry to hear that. Like I said, we're glad everybody is okay. Definitely take care of yourself. On a wildly different track, Chris got to go on his annual guys weekend to Halloween Horror Nights. It is an annual guys weekend. I used to be invited, but like for the most part, they go to Universal and they go to all the haunted houses. I'm terrible with haunted houses, not because I am terrified of them, but it's one of those suspension of disbeliefs that I can't do.
I kind of yesterday that I was pretty bad at them.
Yeah, and the 1 or 2 times that I've been genuinely scared, I almost punched the actor in the face, so not good. I will say, going through the one with my kiddos, they got me, but like I guess I don't know, it was just different. So I didn't go to punch anybody. I guess it's the way that they scared, because it was just sort of like they were really well angled and stuff, and then and I'd be like, ah. So I'm like, it didn't feel threatening. It was just, oh God, I didn't notice you were there. So, but yeah.
So I went to an LA, scary thing that it's like, hey, you have to sign a waiver to do this.
Oh shit.
No one under age of 13, or we really don't recommend anyone under the age of 13. And I understand that one of the houses was cannibalism themed, which was kind of fucked up. There were zombies. I forgot zombies were part of popular media, and there were zombies. And that was during the hayride, not during one of the haunted houses. And during the hayride, I was at the very edge, so all of the actors kept on interacting with me specifically, and I was like, it's really cool for like the clowns and the goblins and all of
You'd
the
have
other
to
stuff, and then there were zombies, and
you'd have to like have a dedicated spook buddy who knows everything going into it so that they could, because that's like me and my group of friends as teenagers, we used to go to haunted. I will say my best friend and I as a teenager were absolutely terrible for haunted houses because we would scare each other so bad. We'd get so hyped up, we'd be terrified going into the haunted house.
That's the best part, when you're with someone that's really scared.
And then we would be so disappointed. I felt so much worse than the house. Like, I remember we went in this one and we got lost in this maze and I was just so done. And I'm like walking out and there's like this actor with a chainsaw and like the chainsaw. I feel the chainsaw breath, but I'm like, I am not running.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was afraid of clowns. And so like me and my other friend would go into a room and if there was a clown, we would just walk out. It's like, you don't have to see it. It's fine. I'll kill it for you. Bang, bang.
They were like pretend to be naked, so they're wearing like their skin color clothing or like tight stuff, so it looks like they were like they were like on tables and they had like broken out. And it was fine when they were like really close, and then as we were going away, the fog machines in this entire fair were insane all of the time. Like I could barely see when we were walking around when we weren't inside mazes or anything. When we were walking away, they were like doing the shuffling back over to their beds, and it was like just their silhouettes in the fog, and I was like, fuck, I was so fine right now. And then in the houses, one was cannibalism themed, and that one was just kind of fucked up. There was too much violence against women in that one. It was all like, one was like a guy sitting on like a mattress, like an actor sitting on a mattress, and he was like larger and he had a pig mask on. And then there was a doll, like not a like sex doll, but a mannequin, but it was really well done, of a emaciated naked woman like curled up with her hands like hiding her face next to him, and there was a lot of those women all throughout it, and I'm like, that's not
Halloween. That's just upsetting.
Psychologically, there's a lot of violence against women, specifically in like the more edgy horror things, because like women take that shit personally, and men are more like not. This is a generalization on how society has conditioned. That's the word I was about to say. Society has societied. How society has conditioned people. Men tend to be more empathetic to and horrified by the idea of violence against women. So does it suck? Yes, and it's stupid. But
there was
I just wanted to share.
One that like pulled, and I was like, oh, that's scary, but also like one of them I was like, oh, fucking come on, because they had people like these, again, they're fake, but people hanging from the ceiling by chains. You have to like move their bodies out of the way, and one of them was a woman, and she was missing her entire lower half, so it was just like a spine, but her boobs were in great shape, and with like a very like slutty top, like pulled almost so her nipples were showing, and I'm like, she's missing all of her organs, but it's just boobs in your face. I'm like, this is really well made, but there's a weird emphasis on the tits. But it was really cool. It was scary. Like the scare actors were really good. Most of the time, I was going there with a friend of mine, and he has vision impaired, and they would see his cane and like back off. And I'm like, no, you like still do your job. Come on, because he's not completely without vision, but it's just like,
we signed up to come here.
Stop. Like they would like go to step out and then go back and hide. And,
this is discrimination, motherfucker. He also deserves a heart attack.
Yeah, and like, but the one lady who was really good, she she got me. I came around the corner because I was going first, and she hit me in the face with the feather duster. Because she had one, and then she also did him. Like she like clearly clocked, and then was like whatever, and then hit both of us in the face with the feather duster, which was really weird.
Our mentality. She was like, "Whatever, motherfucker, sign the waiver."
Yeah, and we both had fun. It was fun, but it was definitely like there was so many of the scare actors who were like, "What the like," and I'm like, "Oh, come on, guys."
I will also say, as a woman who has grown up in our society and society, the more a haunted house or anything horror is violent against women, the less I am scared because I'm just
the first one was just classic scares, ghouls, goblins, and the way they had the lighting and the fog, I couldn't see. Like literally at points, I was like. Not sure if I was going to walk into a wall, and I can just hear people ahead of me screaming and like light flashing, and that was the best part.
So my oldest was dressed up as Michael Myers, and he had it's kind of funny. He had like the full face mask, right? But because of the way the eyes were done, it is the best he has ever been able to see in a Halloween mask ever. And when we were going through, because of the way the fog and stuff did, and I had walked by some people who were partying in their own way this Halloween, but I'm allergic to this, so I was not feeling the greatest.
I also was like,
not in the family friendly. This haunted house is specifically like set up for the kids and stuff. No, this was like during trick or treat. We just walked by them like on the way into the cul-de-sac. So. But I'm allergic, so I wasn't feeling the greatest, and it was messing with my eyesight. So I 100% had a hand on my child as he led me. He was my seeing eye child. But I would like to share 2 haunted house things before we go into our sprint. So one is for the haunted house. Like I said, we went in as a small group. It was me, the best friend's dad, our 2 daughters, and then we each had a son with us. Both of our son. No, his son was dressed up as the same thing my daughter was. It was funny because like I had a Jason, he had a Jason, I had a Grim Reaper, they had a Grim Reaper. I was like, some of our children are matching. But so we go into the thing, and the like toward the end of it, there was this like neon-esque room, or this room with like some neon like rave-esque coloring, and this clown that very much was like a rave colored clown, and he was all like, hey, like let me that was the other thing, is that like they all had a very like you could tell is like this is their like little space and they don't leave it. And so like there is this sense of an invisible wall that I think is great because it's like I said, a haunted house for the kids mainly. And so he's all like, hey, take me home, or hey, don't leave me here, and all that. My daughter, 10 years old, will be 11 at the end of this month, looks him dead in the eye and says, we broke up years ago, Jerry.
Oh no.
I'm like, that's my child. I can't even. And it reminded me, like later after we left that, we're like talking about the haunted house and stuff, and she shares that. And I'm talking about how like haunted houses that me and their dad went to, and I'm like, that one's actually really good and stuff. And Chris was like, oh yeah, the one time I was scared in a haunted house was because I was trolling. And so it was a Stranger Things themed haunted house. Only season 2, I think, had been out at this time. Okay. And we go in. Neither Chris and I are scared much by, I think it's one of the downfalls of being horror buffs since we were children. Is not a lot actually gets the adrenaline pumping, and that's fine. We are content with that. If we do get a good scare, it's like, yeah, but otherwise, that's why we ride roller coasters. So we're going in, and, you know, they've got like the cabin and stuff set up, and there's like a plate with Eggos. My husband, he goes behind, and he's like pretending to eat the Eggo. I watch as this Demogorgon actor comes out from behind. I don't say a damn thing.
Of course not.
I'm just watching him. He's eating the Eggos and stuff. I've never heard him scream that way.
He just bolts out.
Bolted out. Like, I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. I just gave the actor a thumbs up as I continued walking.
Amazing.
Oh my god! He looks at me and he's like, "You didn't warn me." I was like, "You were supposed to be there.
You're not supposed to see echoes.
You weren't supposed to do that." So the children, like, we shared that story with them and they laughed so hard. So to this day, that's one of my, that and Jerry will live on with me forever.
With when we were going on the hayride, there was definitely a lot of kids in it, and there were a couple of the kids who were like there was a group of kids that were having a lot of fun, like they were getting into it and everything. And then there was the other group who was like, scare her, pointing at their friend or being like, I know you're not real. And I'm like, fucking hell. Like, just
that sucks.
Because I'm like, I really don't think that was me at that age, but God, what if it was?
It wasn't me. It was, however, some of my friends. And I remember going with them and being like, guys, stop. Like, this isn't fun for anyone.
I will not lie, I have done that once, but
I
was a teenager. Okay.
The most fun I've had at one of those haunted kind of things once. I was on. It wasn't a date, but it was like in high school, and I had a thing with a girl, and she worked there, not as one of the scare actors, but one of the staff, and I visited her, and we went through one of them together, and the fun part was the excuse to hold each other's hands and run around, pretending to be scared mostly, and even just like in settings like that, it's more fun when you're playing along with someone, like you're both like, okay,
that's how my best friend and I ended up,
and then get scared by just pretending to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
But they were really good at the jump scares at the place that I went last night. So I think I do want to go back at some point, like next year, if I'm still in LA. I do want to go back, and I kind of want to take Sam. You can come visit me, and we can go to
Chris goes to Halloween Horror Nights. I go to Halloween LA.
Yeah,
but I do remember that
here in LA.
I think the reason, because Chris and I had talked about, like, because the first time for the guys' weekend, it wasn't a guys' weekend specifically. It was just my husband's best friend wanted to treat his two best friends and me by extension, because they enjoy my company, to Halloween Horror Nights so that we could, see each other and hang out. But the thing is, the way I enjoy things like that is not the same as the way his friends enjoy things like that. Like, if Chris and I just went together, then like I want to look at all the decorations. I want to look at the atmosphere. I want to enjoy like all of that part of it. Whereas his friends want to go through all the haunted houses. Mm-hmm. And as previous stated, that's not really my jam, you know. But so I told him, I was like, look, as much as like I have had a good time, I just think I would have a better time if like we were doing something else or with different company. And I'm like, so what I think, also like the kids were a lot younger, so my mom had to watch them. And I was like, so I think it would just be a better idea for everybody if I just stayed home with the kids, took care of them, and you just have a guys' weekend every year. Yeah. And I'm like, you deserve to hang out. Like, they've been friends since they were in high school, like as long as I have known him, which we did find out the timing. I and his two friends have known him at almost identical. Like we all met within the same months. So yeah. So I'm like, just go. And I'm like, and you deserve it. Like, really, you're like, I get to travel and stuff for anime conventions, and I get to hang out with some people that way. Like, whereas he works home and all that. So I'm like, just go do it, and it's fun. And so that's what they've done every year since. But like when he and I would go through, and that's the other thing, when he and I go through like haunted houses and stuff, the way for us to have fun is to be a silly couple and just to be like, oh no, I'm so scared. Are you going to help me, my big strong husband, and stuff? And I can't imagine that's super fun for his friends.
No.
So I'm like, you know,
jump into his arms like Scooby-Doo.
I
would 100% do that to his friends, though. Be like, oh no, save me, Chris is dead. But again,
we've lost him.
So it's just this way.
Yeah, I think going in bigger groups, like a couple people, so you can all feed off each other's energy, and then having one scaredy cat in the group, like having one person who is going to lose it at every single thing, makes everyone else have so much more fun. Because even if you can laugh at your friend.
And that's a role I am always willing to play, and the role I always play.
Okay.
Next writer's retreat.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, instead of a writer's retreat, we just all get together for a haunted weekend.
A haunted weekend. There was so much haunted stuff in LA, and I wish I had a lot of money so I could do it all.
Funny enough, Gatlinburg has a haunted tour year round.
Oh.
They've got multiple.
Like a ghost tour?
Yeah, a ghost tour. There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Okay. I don't know where I stand on ghosts, but that is not a pre-sprint conversation.
After this sprint,
I've already put it off a little bit, but Jessica, I have starred your comment as the first one when we come back.
That's our
and I need to get some organizing and stuff done.
Okay, that's our P that we're going to come back to when we get back.
And then we're talking ghosts.
And then we're talking ghosts.
It's because I saw the Jerry, and so my brain went Jessica.
I figured.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
In Albion, no matter where you go or what you do, your mount will accompany you on your journey. Perhaps you'll pick the ox, a merchant.
Sorry, I had my apologies. I had my desktop audio on. It's muted now.
It was kind of a cool beat, though.
It always is, but like it hurts. Previously, I was going to say, I'm sorry, it took me a moment to find. I have so many windows open because I'm being responsible-ish. So for those of you who don't know, and just a reminder of those who do like stream and do videos and stuff, tags, super important to help people find you and your videos and stuff. I have not added tags and whatnot to anything of mine in probably since my mild crash out last August.
Crash out? Is that the right word?
Yes, I in fact had an identity crisis, as I had to, well, not an identity crisis, but I had an online identity crisis, as I was like, I have to be more mom than writing for now again. So I kind of, and I was like, now the YouTube and everything will be a hobby as opposed to a thing I'm trying to pursue. So that, and then my migraines just got so much worse this year. But I'm like, okay, next year I want to try to be slightly more professional again, or at least low-key professional in my things. So I was trying to figure out an easier way to, like, at the very least, my starting point is our book talk. Since our unofficial podcast. YouTube labels it a podcast. It's on my podcast place, but yeah.
Our second Grandmaster stream, I know we like set it up a couple days beforehand, and I added tags beforehand, and I got like 100.
You added tags to your video, not to mine, which is fine.
To both of them. Well, mine got 150 views.
Because you added tags. Yes, it's fine.
And I added tags to both of ours for the ones we did the other day, but we were already live by the time I added tags, I think. So it was too
fair
late.
enough. Well, if you look at our Mila note for the book talk, you will now just see like a thing where you can like copy paste tags, and you can add tags to that for the future.
I got this done.
But that's what I was doing. So I had like, let me finish. I had 17 tabs opened as I'm slowly going back and adding all of the tags to the book talks. And then I had a bunch of Google Sheets open over here for some stuff I was going to do. And then my Mila note right here. And I was like, where did I put us? Where did we go?
I had thought that my YouTube, when I post a video normally, it automatically adds a bunch of tags to it. But it doesn't do that for live streams.
It does it for videos?
Yeah, you can set it to do it for videos. I don't remember how, but you can.
I mean, if I start uploading videos again.
Yeah. But I'm dying over this red spot on my face from me going like that as I'm writing.
Yeah.
That's a particular blush right there where I got punched in the face. But yeah, I keep going being like, I'm going to lock in on TikTok. I'm going to lock in on YouTube, and then not. But I do need to start that. Maybe with my new haircut, I'm looking on TikTok. That has no relation to each other, but I'm pretending to have some sort of motivation to go into that hellscape. Yeah. What'd you get done?
Real quick. Sorry to interrupt. On the chart for the continue with Den of Shadows, do you want me to put sporadically or annually? That's what I will put. Okay. Because, all right. Continue with what you were saying.
Matt, what'd you get done?
I did some dishes. I wrote a D&D recap for the last session, so I have that ready to go. Nice. And I found out that I can join these two pencils together like this and do this.
A man of many talents.
So, kind of a big sprint for me.
At least two.
Yeah.
You discovered one of the many secrets that last sprint.
Of the universe. like I was showing, I got that much edited, and I almost got a full page before I have to go back, and I ran out of room on the page I have to go to the other page, the like pages that I put in between for the stuff I'm adding. I'm like, I can't fit this in the margins, probably. So this chapter, I don't know how it's gonna end up. I think it'll be around the same size. I might be able to finish it tonight. That's a lie. I won't be able to finish it tonight. A lot of this is dialogue that I'm okay with. We'll see. But yeah, so chapter 4 is definitely going quicker than chapter 2 and chapter 3.
I would just like to.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I would just like to share really quick a dumb thought I had, which is I was like, CB, I kind of like the 2 lamps, like having 2 lamps side by side, and then I realized it was in fact a mirror.
Yeah, it is.
I am not necessarily. I wouldn't describe myself as easily tricked. However, mirrors do kind of consistently get me.
Like a dog. The funny thing is, I do have 2 of this lamp. The other one's over there.
Okay, so that feels unfair.
And actually, they're both in the reflection of the mirror. Like I can, you can see them because this whole fucking wall is practically a mirror. And Storm sits there and stares at her reflection all of the time.
Yeah.
So
no mirrors. It's like sometimes you like go to a restaurant and there's a mirror and it looks like there's more dining room and you're like, whoa, this place is massive. And
then someone moves and you're like, oh.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that I have to give up the fact that of making fun of you to be like, yeah, I've done that.
I mean, look, if getting tricked by mirrors is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I was about to say, there's entire fun houses made off of this concept.
Yeah. And I'm a victim of them.
You're a victim of fun houses.
He is the target demographic for them. RP's never been into horror or getting scared, so I'm never going to a haunted house, which is fair. It sounds fun when other people talk about them, but I feel like I would not have a good time. Which, very fair. There's so many more like if you want to do Halloween stuff, there's so much more fun Halloween stuff that does not involve getting scared, being scared, or anything like that. Growing up with some scaredy cat relatives, taught me that. But we each know the things we like. Christian got 500 words that sprint. Nice and welcome. Jessica got 88 words in her scrivenger, but did write down the visual timeline up to this point. Very handy tool to have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also got some audiobook listening done. Sorry, I forgot about that because that's like a passive thing that I do while I do other things. I am so close to my goal for where I should be in this book for yesterday. And then I get to continue for my goal for today. In my defense, though, I got like halfway through my goal for yesterday, and I didn't expect to actually do all of the goal because Chris was coming home and we were going out for his birthday because the poor man, his birthday's today. So everybody wish him a happy birthday. But he had to go to work today. Also, funny enough, National Godzilla Day. And my husband is a huge Godzilla fan. So that's great.
So does he share his birthday with Godzilla? I think that's fair to say.
I think so. It's like Godzilla 54 came out today, and so they decided that makes today National Godzilla Day.
So does Godzilla have a canon birthday?
We're gonna have to look that up. What?
If not, it should be today.
Godzilla.
What was Godzilla originally a book? Because I was told that yesterday.
I thought it was originally a comic.
It might have been a comic. I don't think it was a novel.
Okay.
It says Godzilla's birthday is celebrated on November 3rd.
Wow.
Because it is the anniversary of the release of the original 1954 film directed by Ishiro Honda.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Chris might have us beat because we have Mary Shelley.
Yeah, but I guess that depends on your perspective.
I mean, like, I love me some Mary Shelley.
Got Godzilla, and I love Godzilla.
The Godzilla?
Mary Shelley's badass. So,
yeah,
no.
like, okay,
maybe
but I'm sorry,
he has
Mary Shelley does not have
also-
atomic breath, to my knowledge.
I'm looking.
No, but she founded sci-fi.
I bet Mary Shelley would
we would
love
not have Godzilla without sci-fi.
Mary Shelley would love Godzilla so much.
Day.
Yours is Rubber Duck Day.
Yeah.
Apparently, on my daughter's birthday, there was a battle. Like, on my daughter's birthday, there was a battle, and she will not let me forget this now. Every day, she's like, do you know that this battle was held on November 30th? And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, change your birthday? Do you want me to go back in time and change the battle? And she's like, no, it's fine. but she keeps bringing it up as if she is very distressed.
Okay, what about famous birthdays?
That's how Matt and I found out about Marie Shelley.
I don't care about
Was Godzilla based on a book? It was not directly based on a book, but the character and story were inspired by real-world events and developed. Okay, that doesn't make it based on a book at all.
Sorry, real-world events?
No.
But there is a novelization of the film that was released shortly before the movie premiered. So
maybe the only thing special about January 13th.
I'm sorry. It's the first 13th of the year. That's pretty special.
Yeah.
Especially if it falls on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No, I was born on a Monday, which just is sad. You're
Solomon Grundy.
But I have the January 13th, 2003 at 13:13 p.m.
Oh, well, that's fun.
6 pounds and 13 ounces.
That is fun.
Oh, and I was 13 inches long. I found that out recently. My mom's like, haha.
Jessica made herself some spiced apple tea. Now I want some. Ooh, I gotta see if we've got that cider. So, not as good as fresh cider, obviously, but they do sell an apple cider at, I know, at least Walmart, where it's like packets of powdered apple and you add it to hot water. It's so good.
Hell yeah.
I will screenshot this and send it to him for you, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
But she did do some naughty things on her mother's grave, right? I think so, but you know what? Maybe her mother was shitty. Who knows?
And weirdly enough, so did Godzilla. Little known fact, it doesn't get brought up a lot.
The fact that Godzilla is not a girl.
Godzilla is gender fluid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there are movies where Godzilla has an egg and is a mother. So,
all right,
Godzilla is gender fluid as far as I am concerned. Jessica's my birthday is shared with Michael Jackson. I was like, ooh, that's another good one to share your birthday.
I got nothing.
So for anybody who saw
people, I'm being mean. There are a few celebrities that I share a birthday with, but no one where I'm like, yeah. At least
no, I get it. Like there's quite a few celebrities I share a birthday with, and I don't give a fuck about any of them. But I found out about Mary Shelley, and I care about that one.
Yeah, Mary Shelley is cool. Like that's fucking cool as hell.
I got. Oh, anybody who saw the In the Forest of the Night stream, and you guys vaguely know what I was wearing. I just added a leather jacket to that, a red leather jacket specifically. And I had this teenager come up to me and be like, "What are you dressed as?" And I was just like, I'm just a 2000s vampire. I was live streaming and this is how I dressed up for the book. And she goes, "Oh, I thought you were someone from Fight Club." And I'm like, "Oh, that would have been a good one. But alas, I am not." And then I told Chris that, and he goes, "Oh, no, I can see it. Also, you were giving Michael Jackson Thriller vibes." And I'm like, Yes, too. I had so like just adding the red leather jacket gave me so many more options.
Yeah, seriously. I want a red long jacket because so many fun characters have a long red jacket.
Yeah, because they're sick as hell.
They're sick as hell. Exactly. But I don't. That would be expensive to have a nice one. I literally had a dream where I was like searching a bunch of stores for that jacket. It was right after I watched Devil May Cry, which is another guy in a red jacket, which is also 2 out of 3 of these are voiced by Johnny and Bosch. So I think that's funny. I'm just sorry. The group chat needs to stop.
I do believe we owe the people a discussion about ghosts.
We do. We don't owe the people, but I think Matt wants.
No, this isn't about me. This isn't about me. This is about giving the people what they want and crave. Which
okay,
is
but you know that
ghosts.
this is a Sam Tater ship, so it's about what
I think it's fun. It'd be cool if ghosts were real, potentially. Kind of fucked up if it was, and I think
depends on why they're here.
Some ghost. No, actually, that's a lie. I think anyone who like makes content about ghost hunting, unless there's a very rare sliver where it's like these people honestly believe this, and that's very endearing. Everyone else, I'm like, fucking shut up. Oh my god. But the ones that really believe, I'm like, oh, that's cute.
You go, oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, really. It's kind of like the imaginary friend thing, where I'm like, honestly, if you believe it, have fun. I just can't imagine, or like I can't imagine, but I cannot accept that people just like when things happen and it's like it's unexplainable, and I'm like, no, it's not. Like there's just so much science, things happen, causation and shit. That door closed because of an actual reason that wasn't the remnants of a soul of a guy who died. Closed it to scare you.
But what if it was?
That would be really great, and I would love for someone to prove it.
No, I feel very similarly about ghosts, except so basically, yeah, my official like thesis statement about ghosts is it would be cool if they were real. As a result of that, I have then gone like, well, hell, I might as well believe they're real. And so, like, it's one of those, like, if you were to, like, press me on it and be like, well, scientifically they're not, I'd be like, I mean, yeah. But, like...
Maybe they are.
But maybe they are. We don't know. We learn stuff all the time. And so I've been, like, because a lot of my friends are, like, really into ghosts.
Okay.
And so I'm like, hell yeah, you guys go for it. So I've been ghost hunting with them. And, yeah, I mean, like, there was some, like, spooky happenings.
Yeah.
Could it be explained? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But also, spooky happenings.
Yeah.
And more than anything, it was a lot of fun.
I'm sitting here and I'm realizing I put ghosts in the same category as, like, fairies or gods. And I'm like, be cool if it was real. But yeah,
it depends on the god.
I understand the inherent feeling of walking around somewhere spooky and being like, it feels spooky and I don't know why. There must be something causing that.
It's like, well, you're in an abandoned building at 3 a.m. That might have something to do with it.
And I'm like, yeah, it's imagination. Sorry, this is so mean. I don't look down on people that believe in ghosts. Yes, I do, but it's not with malice. You want to talk about ghosts?
So my thoughts on Ghost are my thoughts with everything supernatural or preternatural, which is, yeah, probably. Like, here's the thing. We have more than 5 senses, and this is a thing scientifically proven. And there's just some things that like we cannot explain. Whether we can't explain them because we don't have the science or we don't have the understanding or everything, that's one of those things. There's too much in the occult and in occult like documentaries and stuff for me to be like, no, it's not a thing at all. It's like also for my personal like belief system, I don't necessarily perceive or think that of ghost and like the, oh yeah, the spooky guy sitting in the corner, whereas more like there's something connecting everyone. And why is it weird to think that it could be connecting us to people who are not physically here anymore? You know, it's also like, I'm also really into the belief that if you don't believe it or if you don't want it to be there, you're not going to. It's not going. Why reach out to something that doesn't want you to exist, right? So like but that's also in my mind that is a form of protection too, because like you are now invulnerable to a spooky, right? They can't get you because you're like, no. My denial is so thick, it is a shield. Whereas, like, in order to feel something, you have to be open to it. You have to be willing to perceive it and everything.
I think sorry. Go ahead.
So, like, I have a lot of pagan friends and stuff, and I know some people who are better at tarot than others. Like some people, if they like did a tarot thing and they told me about it, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Like I don't believe a fucking word you're saying. But then, you know, I have a different friend who could tell me the exact same thing, and I'd be like, oh, bitch, really? I need to avoid driving on Tuesday? I ain't fucking leaving my house on Tuesday. Like, this knows something I don't. Right? So it's just like one of those things where I feel there are levels to it. It's also like my personal survival instincts are like, okay, but what if?
Yeah.
Like, but what if? You're not catching me out. I am the final girl. Motherfuckers, if we're at if we're in a cabin in a woods and there's something going on outside, I'm not like, oh no, ghosts and zombies and shit, they don't exist, so we can just go. No, because I'm like, you know what's just as dangerous as that perceived werewolf? A fucking bear.
A guy.
So
I think we talked about this the last time we were all in a cabin in the woods, and
we did. And I'm like, you know what? If putting a line of salt on the window is going to keep away demons, it's fine. It's just salt.
Feel a little better. I think.
Yeah, or even if it's just gonna make me feel a little better.
I think
because
sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you're like one of those things. It's like, you know, it's your imagination and stuff, and I'm like, but is it? Because I am not an easily spooked bitch, as we just previously stuff. And I've been some places that I'm like, no, I'm just fucking leaving. I ain't dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
So
I used to believe more, and I am easily spooked. So like I get the, oh fuck, there's something else in the room with me when the lights turn off. Like it's just my brain is always like, hey, that thump in the dark was zombies coming to kill you, and I'm like, I have to be like, no, it's not, to be able to function. And then I also got into like watching. It was like, it's probably mostly BuzzFeed Unsolved, but then like a little bit more than that, and just being like,
I think that's one reason in like paranormal fiction and stuff. I enjoy and gravitate towards stories with the concept of the veil, because the concept of the veil is something that really well explains like different people's experiences with like the same thing and everything. And it's like, on a level, our brains can only handle so much, right? before they're like, nah, I'm fucked. Like I can't handle reality anymore. So your brain and like actual trauma psychology helps with like explain this. Like there is science in this, that our brain will rewrite our memories. It will block out harmful things in order to protect us. So it's like, if we already know that on a like that is a psychological thing, then it makes sense that it would also do that for like supernatural things. Like if we can't handle the idea, like humans are already terrifying enough. So if you as an individual cannot handle the idea that there's something even worse out there, then like it makes total sense. Your brain would be like, no, not a thing.
I can see that connection, but yeah, but I can see it, but I'm like, I don't know if I think that's what's going on or whatever. I like it in media and stuff. And I think so much of it where it's like, it would be really cool if there was not, want to say proof or evidence or whatever, but I'm like, I don't need it to be that conclusive. But the problem that I run into is I'm aware that so much of the proof or evidence or content out there discussing it is for people to make money, have fame, glory, bragging rights, like all of these. There's so many other motivations on why someone's faking something or why they believe something other than them actually believing it or it actually have happened. And I know there's so many ways to fake things.
It so makes it so much easier for real things to be out there in plain sight. Like, if I was a vampire, I'd fucking tell everybody. Hi.
You feel like Lucifer from the TV show Lucifer, constantly being like, I'm the devil.
I'm the devil, and everyone's just like, okay, buddy.
Okay.
So,
edgelord here.
But yeah, so that's my take on ghosts. I think I really got into it, especially when I was watching Supernatural when I was like 13, 14. And I was like, yeah, it'd be cool. And I like really started freaking myself out with it, actually.
So you're like, would it be cool? I'm like, would it be cool?
No.
I'm like, it would be cool.
It seems supernatural.
Interesting. It would be horribly fucked up and terrible if after you die, at least some part of you gets caught in this world, unable to
like I said, it all depends, because some like the idea behind ghost in general, there's a couple different thoughts on why ghost would exist. One is Supernatural only ever shows the grim reason for why a ghost would. They have no positive reasons for why a ghost would be left behind. But other pieces of media, especially like Ghost Whisperer has a lot of like actual sweet reasons. But the idea that like why a ghost would exist is just that there is something unfinished left for them.
Yeah.
And they either can't or they don't want to move on. Or in a book I just read recently, it's that they don't think they deserve to move on. So they are in a purgatory of their own making.
That's cool.
Yeah, see, that would be like, oh, so that's like kind of hopeful, because it's like, oh, you're only here because you feel like you don't deserve to move on. You can one day,
Yeah.
But the fuck says he wishes his brain would block out harmful things. Not everybody's does, but so
yeah, I mean, also part of it is like, if ghosts and fairies and vampires and werewolves and all that shit is real, why is the world so boring? why
Speak for thyself. I think the world could be more boring.
But like why aren't those bigger issues is kind of the reframing of them.
Because we'd murder them.
Yeah, but why isn't, we have to murder all the ghosts, we have to murder all the werewolves because they're different than us, a problem?
Because nobody believes in them. Also, there's some people that I look at and part of my brain goes, that doesn't look human. And I feel so mean when I think that. Like, Chris and I were watching a show. No, not Chris. Fox and I were watching a show. And there is this actress in the show. And I'm like, every time I see her on screen, something in my brain just says her face is is not human. There's just something inhuman
I've had that happen
about
before.
her face, and it's so uncanny. And I felt so much better because Fox also said her face felt uncanny to him. So I'm like, who's to say she's actually fucking human? Like, I'm not naming the actress. I'm not going online or anything like that. But like,
That
there
would
are
be so
some
mean.
people whose face is just part of my brain goes,
That is literally the line of thinking that got random people murdered in the past.
exactly,
Like,
which is why I'm not
got
naming
murdered,
names. I also
murdered,
don't want to be mean and just be like, there's
killed.
something. But it's just,
and I think it's great that nowadays people can make a profit on them looking really fucking weird or uncanny by acting. Hopefully.
well, a lot of monster actors, like back in the day when practical effects were a lot more, their faces would be weirdly shaped. Like, I don't feel as bad about this one because he is widely considered super like attractive and pretty. But the guy who he was in City of Glass. He was also in Stranger Things. He played Vecna. That guy, great monster.
Oh,
actor.
yeah.
He also plays it. Yeah.
Yeah, great monster actor. And really, I don't think his face looks superhuman either. But
Yeah.
like,
He's really hot. Which people
I
also
would actually say if one were to be like, what would a fae look like? He looks very fae to me.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't feel as bad about him because people consider him very attractive. My survival instincts, however, say be very careful what I say to him. So
you're at like a meet and greet, and this actor walks in, and you're just kind of like,
he's like, oh,
he will never know my true name. I'm just saying that right now.
goes, oh, who should I make this out to? And you go, don't.
Sam, that's all you're getting.
Give me that, actually. Salt.
Yeah,
but also, like, but like I will also say he's a very skilled and talented actor, and he does great in every role I've seen him in. Just something about his face says be very careful with contracts.
I've met more people that I would say look like fae, and not look like a fairy, a pixie, but look like a fae than I have probably really any other supernatural type creature or anything. Just being like
they are what the fae myths are based on. People just looked at them and went,
But
you're gonna lure me into the woods.
If I know them at all, I walk up to them and be like, hey, has anyone ever said?
Also, there is something inhuman about my ability to point out cannibals in fiction. I'm just saying, I have some sort of weird cannibal sense.
I'm quite glad you added in fiction.
Like that
guy. Yeah, in fiction, like, literally, you could ask anybody who's watched a show or a movie with me, and there is a cannibal in it. The moment they come on screen, I'm like, cannibal. I sense cannibalism, and I've never been wrong.
Oh, outside the cannibalism haunted house yesterday, I just like walked by and I was like, I feel like this is going to be cannibalism. And they walked in and it was.
See? It's that there's something in us.
There's a big neon sign that says cannibalism. And you're like,
something tells me.
He's giving people eater.
Also, hi Katrina, you came in at such a fun time.
Yeah, so I think they would
hold on.
The fact that they wouldn't be exploited or used or attacked blatantly at the first sign of their existence.
But see, that's the thing. That's why it's like they would either keep their existence on the down low or just find ways to exploit it themselves. And there's enough humans on the planet that we'd just be like, eh.
But that's the thing. I'm like, I can't imagine it never having slipped. I mean,
okay, but here, so Chris is so one of my husband's coworkers went to Louisiana recently and came back and was telling Chris about these two people he met, and he was like, yeah, they were vampires. They were just like, hi, we're vampires and everything. And my husband is dead because he doesn't believe in any of it. And I'm like, motherfucker, that man just met some vampire. Hey, we vampires.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, are they just people who are being weird inside that? Or is there something else? Or, see, here's the thing. If I was a supernatural creature, I would claim to be a different one. Mm-hmm. So, like, if I was a vampire, I'd walk around and be like, yeah, I'm a fae.
Yeah, see, the actual plot twist here would be me being a supernatural creature.
Yeah.
She's trying too hard, Matt. We can't trust her. Jessica says, I believe in ghosts. When I worked at the shoe store, we had a ghost named Philip. He used to throw things, mimic voices, and push you off the ladder unless you asked him to hold it. At least he would hold it if I asked him. See, the other thing is children are too freaky to not be in touch with something.
Right?
Because one of my children, like upstairs, they have no memory of this, but I fucking remember they used to come down to my room sometimes and be like, Mom, can you make them stop? And I'm like, can I make who stop? And they're like, the people talking in my room. They just won't leave me alone. And I'm like, and I went upstairs and I'm like, excuse me, my child is trying to sleep. And also, like, I would just randomly hear my child yell and just be like, I told you to shut up. And they're not talking to their siblings. I was like,
see, I was that kid, and I have the memories of, like, a ghost in my room and stuff. But I also think I was just making shit up. Like, I think my brain...
That's what the ghosts want you to think.
So.
What? I didn't hear either of you.
Matt said that's what the ghosts want you to think. And I'm like, see, but that falls in line with the theories that as adults, we lose that. So.
Yeah, maybe.
But, like, you might think you were making it up. I'm telling you, based on which child this was, I highly doubt that would have been the case.
Okay.
Jessica said, why does this make me think of dimensional shifts? Like the weird things are genuinely others in different dimensions accidentally crossing through. And sometimes we cross over as well in those times when we trip over nothing or you feel like something touched you, but there was nothing there. I will say I 100% believe that there are different dimensions based upon different timeline things. And that is why that one thing that's name I always forget pops up. Like Interview with the Vampire. The Interview with a Vampire is out there in some dimension somewhere. Yeah, the Mandela effect. One day I will remember Mandela.
Yeah.
Katrina used to be obsessed with Supernatural when she was 16. He looks very... Look him. Honestly, this was a great conversation to join in the middle of.
I'm telling you, this is why I love bringing up ghosts.
Like, also, again, I am not trying to convince anyone of anything. I'm also not trying to convince you that, like, there was a ghost upstairs, because there are a lot of reasons it could have been. I'm just saying I don't think this... I'm defending my child, because I don't think this child in specific would make that shit up just because... of which child it was, personality-wise.
Is, like, I'm not against what other people are saying, and I'm not like, but I don't believe it. Sure. Like, I'm not calling you a liar, like, not you specifically, but in general, I'm not calling people liars or stupid or anything, but I still don't believe it. Like, I don't think your explanation, not you, but
collective you.
I don't think your explanation is accurate, but I don't have an explanation for it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying it was good. In all honesty, could have just been hearing the neighbors be loud. And just not known it was the neighbors.
Or a TV on somewhere, or
but I will go.
Their head that's called their imagination. Like, I'm not specifically your child, but like, there's so many things, and the world is so weird, and like, you hear stories where it's like, yeah, we have a ghost. No, someone was living in our attic. Like, that was all the signs of the ghost. Like, I saw a man walking through my hallway at night. That was the person living in my attic, stealing my food and going back up into the attic. Like, just so much freaky shit happens that's completely mundane, where it would be nearly impossible for me to exhaust all of the mundane explanations for things to then move on to the supernatural.
See, for me, I'm like, I lean toward there's a mundane reason, but I'm always going to be like, but it could be something else. Like, I don't ever want to close off the other option, because I feel like once you start closing off options, then you miss out on a lot of, like, potentially, it's the whole, like, thinking outside the box thing. It's like a cardiologist is always going to think something's wrong with your heart when it's something else, right? So That's just why I just CB, the world is so boring. Also, CB, the world is so weird. That's why, when she was like, it's so boring, I'm like, you don't live in the South.
Comparison of what it possibly could be if all of that shit was real.
Sure.
Like,
no, you're thinking, how could it be if all of that shit was real and everybody knew about it?
Or even a couple people knew about it. I enjoy the media of it being real because I'm like, that's a really cool take on if this thing was. But my brain will automatically go to, like, my first instinct is, fuck, that's a ghost. And then I've almost trained myself to be like, no, that's not a ghost. That's the wind. That's all of these other explanations.
Are you telling me there's no cornucopia on Fruit of the Loom?
I don't know.
I existed in a separate dimension with everybody else who came over here. And the Mandela effect is just us being resistant to our memories having been altered.
Tinkerbell is in the beginning because she goes.
No, she's not.
I don't think that to be true.
I think she was at one point.
Was she?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on the VHS tapes.
I do not remember Tinkerbell.
Or on the line. But I might be wrong, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and
also, I have such a shit memory that people could tell me things, like I could witness something, my brain would be like, okay, like, and then be told something else, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, that doesn't really shake my sense of reality. Because I misremember a lot. Maybe I actually just run into a lot of supernatural shit, and I'm like,
you're like, that's not supernatural.
Times it's just fucked up at this point. It's like, no, you actually have a great memory. It just keeps getting wiped by all the supernatural shit you run into.
You like see a ghost of like an axe murderer, and you're just like, yeah, that's always there. That's not supernatural. It's Wednesday, so the axe killer's here. And everyone's like, CB, that is a ghost.
Walk downstairs, like, see a vampire, like, sucking the blood of just, like, one of my roommates. And then I'm like, oh, run away. And then I get upstairs, and I was like, why did I come upstairs? And then I walk back upstairs, everything's cleaned up. And I'm like, oh. Or like the Men in Black wipe thing, like the dust in your face, or the mist, or all other things in fiction that have been come up with to explain the supernatural and the weird or memory gaps and everything.
According to my very sparse Google search right here, despite the fact that I too remember Tinkerbell being on it, it does not exist.
Okay.
She was
from
in
this
fact
dimension.
That's what I'm saying. We existed in a separate timeline, and we're just resistant to the changes.
Or there's something really similar that we got confused with it.
No, I think you guys are from other dimensions, and I'm from this one.
Okay.
No, it is funny though, because like so consistently with like Mandela effect things, I'm almost always on the side of like, yeah, no, that's not what it was. And then people are like, I remember this. And I'm like, okay, well, it wasn't.
That's the thing that makes it so interesting, is because people either remember like all the Mandela things, or they remember none of them.
The only one I will say is the Fruit of the Loom one. There was a cornucopia there, 100%. And I think that's just about been proven at this point, that there was a cornucopia. I think that one has been proven, and Fruit of the Loom did a big cover-up about it.
I did know the Berenstain Bears one, though.
Yeah, isn't that one just like the spelling of it?
Yeah, it's the Bernstein Bears versus the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, I mean, that one I'm just kind of like, yeah, we were all kids. None of us were particularly good at spelling. Of course you don't remember it spelled correctly.
Right.
Tinkerbell is in it.
This thing says that the cornucopia was not there, but like I'm seeing a picture of it with
fucking with people.
I'm seeing a picture of it with and without the cornucopia, and I'm like, I distinctly remember the cornucopia.
The cornucopia was there.
Yeah, now I have to look up the Tinkerbell thing.
Some people are like trying to say that Fruit of the Loom just covered up the cornucopia, and I'm like, but why would See, that's the thing.
What are they hiding?
It's like, with several of these Mandela things, it's like, oh, but like the company or the corporation. And I'm like, but so many companies and stuff, like you can see their logos or their trademarks throughout the years. So it would just be really weird for them to be like, no, this specific thing never existed.
I would
like,
love...
it just, do I believe a company would do that? Yes. But does it make any sense to me? No.
I would love if there was like a super like sinister reason that Fruit of the Loom covered up the cornucopia. Like, there's so much blood on their hands.
Okay, so there's people editing what they remember for the Tinkerbell thing, but that's not what's in my memory. I just vaguely remember something sparkling and Tinkerbell's silhouette being there, but this is like fully Tinkerbell being there. And people are like, oh yeah, I remember this. And I'm like, oh, but that's not what I'm thinking of. And apparently there is a different Tinkerbell opening for Disney. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking of that one, I think, because this is the mock-up, and I'm like, that's not what's in my head.
No, like the thing that people remember with Tinkerbell is Tinkerbell coming in like full color and then dotting the eye, much like how on Disney Channel they used to be like, here on Disney, basically Tinkerbell doing that in the intro.
Mm.
And she wouldn't do that.
No. But I remember it that way. Which is really funny to say I remember that way, because as we all know, I have aphantasia, so I really only remember concepts. But that's what I remember.
Oh, that was the fucking opening. Is that edited, or is that real? Because that's literally just kind of what I was thinking of. And this doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
So... question for you two.
Yeah.
We could do only one more sprint today because we got real into our discussion. Or we could do, well, I mean, we're only doing one more either way. But do you guys want to do a regular 21, or I will give you the options of 20, 30, or 35?
I'm fine with whatever we decide to do.
Cornucopia?
Cornucopia.
Sorry, I'm now trying to find the fucking Disney opening.
That just being like, that's not something.
Yeah, she's a close, good friend. I know her very well. She wouldn't do that.
Which way is it actually spelled?
I think it's like spelled F-R-U-I-T.
Yeah, I just fucking that's it. Okay.
Like, I think they just spell it correctly.
It is. I do. I think on the logo it's just the O's and loops are cereal.
Yeah, and people think that they did it with the fruit as well.
Oh wait, what are you guys looking at?
Fruit Loops.
I also wait, but I'm finding pictures of it with the OOs. Oh, that's for jelly beans and gummies. And for cereal straws, do they do it with their non-cereal products now?
Oh, that would be something.
They were like, Fruit Loops went, you know what? We're going to use this Mandela effect to our advantage.
If anything I ever made was product Mandela effect, I would just release 2 versions to fuck with people.
That's what I would do. I'd be like, no, none of you are wrong.
Yeah. But we should do a 30-minute sprint. This tastes like vanilla, and it's really weird.
What is it?
It's LaCroix Limoncello.
Oh, limoncello.
Limoncello.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's really
And what do you think it tastes like?
Vanilla.
Oh, that's interesting.
I see the vision.
Not just like vanilla, but there's definitely like some vanilla vibes to it.
Matt looks too old to be Peter Pan. He doesn't look 12.
Hey, I'm going to head out.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. You want to look prepubescent?
I was going to make a joke about how there was like a span of like a couple years where it didn't feel like you changed in appearance at all, Matt. And I was going to be like, he used to be Peter Pan, then gave it up.
Yeah, I retired.
But then Sam came in with that, like, nah, he's old as shit.
No, what I said was he looks too old to be Peter Pan.
But it's more fun to interpret it. It's just like Ghost. It's more fun to interpret it as you'd be like, nah, he old as hell.
Yeah.
A thing I need to stop doing is, because I don't get ID'd very often anymore, I have unfortunately become a person that when I do get ID'd, I'm like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, stop that. Shut up.
You're officially, like, in your 30s.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a flaw. I need to fix that.
Yeah, you do need to fix that. You're aging yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, stop it.
Stop. They're gonna
I am fascinated by the fact that sometimes, like, it happened this year when Chris and I went to Gatlinburg, and it's always really old people who do it. So I think they just have lost all perception. But, like, we were talking about something and getting a drink, and they were like, oh, no, they were telling us about something. And they're like, oh, but there's this one thing, and you have to be 21. And we're like, we're in our 30s.
Chris?
Yes, I was there. That's the thing that's even more, like, I'm not saying Chris looks a lot older than me. No, I'm just saying Chris has not been, like, he has
man and looks it.
He has white in his beard. Like, I think we comfortably look in our 30s. Mm-hmm. So for people to, and it's like, on the one hand, you could be like, oh, well, maybe they're just trying to be polite, or they're just trying to flatter you. And it's like, yeah, no, I would believe that if they didn't look so utterly mortified and confused when we tell them how wrong they were.
I don't get ID'd very often, but I don't think that's me. I think that's people being bad at their jobs.
That's how I felt about it as well, because, like, I turned 21 and people and like would rarely get ID'd, and I'm like, guys, you're not very good at this. I don't think.
Yeah, for those that might have forgotten, or if my haircut ages me. And yes, I'm bringing you back to the haircut.
Your haircut doesn't age you. Your haircut now makes you look more like a child.
I'm 20.
Or a kindergarten teacher.
I'm going to kill myself.
For everybody who thinks I'm being really mean, I already told her I think the haircut looks cute. It doesn't give CB vibes. So.
I want to be a kindergarten teacher.
In my defense, I perceive kindergarten teachers as always very young looking, despite like their
adorable, and I don't want to be adorable. I want to be cool.
Look, I came for Matt. I had to come for you.
No. I'm in a delicate state right now.
Are you?
Yes.
Are ghosts going to come for you?
This is fine. I'm fine. I did do some like deep meditations as she was rinsing out my hair after she cuts it and cut it and being like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be
You're
fine.
You're gonna hate me.
Get bullied. You're in your 20s.
You're gonna hate me for saying this. Mm-hmm. I don't mean it as anything other than like an observation and mild compliment. But the curlier your hair is becoming, the more Shirley Temple vibes you start giving off.
Actually,
I acknowledge it is so far from, like, CB wants to serve, she wants to be like cunty, badass, sexy vibes, and that's just not what her poor haircut is giving.
Oh no!
I will say I do feel bad. I am very sorry. She's not good. CB, come back.
Oh no.
She's disowned me. She's never speaking to me again.
This is how I win the war.
You can't let Matt win. RP said, I don't think I've been ID'd in a while. I have enough gray in my hair that I look mid-30s already. I get ID'd like every time, but I'm pretty sure that just because the fear of the Southern godliness gets to people, I mean, that's fair. Shirley Temple, but look, I think Shirley Temple was a badass, but don't go back, make her suffer for her words. Be strong. This isn't between Matt and I. This is between me and you. I shall reap what I have sown. It's all right.
No, but it's one of because like I would rarely get ID'd, and I'm like, oh, you guys are bad at your jobs, and then I think back to the instances when I would have to be in a position to ID people, and I'm like, damn, I was probably pretty bad at that. Because yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just not super good. Like when I was younger, I I was just like, oh, well, they look older than me, so they must be old enough to drink. And it's like, well, dog, you're 19, so like that doesn't mean a lot. And it's like, yeah, yeah.
I can't do any. There are like, I can't wear my hair to the side in any way without my children telling me that I have the dead anime mom vibes. And I'm like, it's fair.
Damn, that's brutal. I just get called old.
You just get called old. Do you want to be a dead anime mom?
Not particularly.
Neither do I. We're gonna go into our next sprint because it's been a while and we're doing a 31.
It is time.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
I did not realize I did not turn my camera back. I got
Hey yo, and welcome back.
So if I'm on page minus 40, obviously.
You're very quiet for me all of a sudden. Matt, say
Am I?
something.
I will say
Okay, yes,
a
CB,
thing.
it could just be because you were looking down while you were talking.
I was, in fact, like slightly whispering, talking under my breath.
Ooh,
I was trying to
mysterious.
calculate. I do around 1 page per 30 minutes, which, God, I hope that pace picks up. And I was like, okay, I'm on page, I finished 40 pages, which I know the first like 38 of those aren't by pacing, but according to like chapter 4, it's around 2 pages per hour. So I'm like, okay, I have 280 pages left. So divide by that by 2 is 140. So 140 hours of work, ish, on this revision. So I'm like, if I did 5 hours a day, how many days would that be? That'd be 28 days. And I'm like, okay, I kind of want to set the goal of finishing this revisions by the end of the month. But I'm like, is that insane? Because
is that 5 hours a day, like 7 days a week?
Mm-hmm.
Weesh.
Yeah. My hoping is that it's not these. I know these beginning chapters are going to take more than later chapters, but I'm like, I could send it for the end of the year, but I'm like, I feel like that's too much time. But I want to set some sort of goal. Yeah.
You could just set it for the end of the year, and then if you finish sooner, you're like, yeah, I did it sooner.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I wholly underestimated how long revisions were going to take. And also my October, I feel like completely disappeared out from under me.
I feel like most people I know, it's really kind of wild because like I watch Kenny JD. I very much enjoy her videos. And she made a video recently where she was just like, my October and everyone else's October that I know. And I was like, is this an epidemic?
Yeah.
But like October was fun.
Yeah,
What was a fun month?
I don't know. But I'm like, I think it should, like, so much of the beginning is just like rewriting. Not even, rewriting rather than revising. And I'm like, that is like literally, I'm picking up the pace as every page is quicker than the last, it feels like. So like it shouldn't take that long, but then I'm also traveling for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I don't want to be freaking out.
Yeah, it's
stuff.
So as a personal thing, usually basically October is my cutoff for achieving goals, and anything after that is just like extra. So, and that's just because I know so much of my time is taken up by my family. Like, regardless of what I plan. That's how it's...
We end family season. For sure.
Okay. For a second, I got my timeline of my book wrong, and I opened it up, and I was like, we only meet Winifred on page 100? And I'm like, when the fuck do Jason and Rye meet? I'm like, oh, wait, Jason and Rye meet before Rye meets Winifred.
Yes, they meet a couple times before he runs into her, I think.
You are correct. I think they meet around page 60-something. Yep, they meet 65 of this draft. That's not going to be accurate for any other draft already. But so wait, that means I'm so close to the meeting. So I'm on page 43.
Yeah.
42. And then things will pick up because they always do. I do have my little list for like things I need to figure out in the next draft, which is military ranks. How do those work?
No idea. Generals
Yeah.
at the top, I think.
But maybe they aren't in my world.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe privates are at the top and general is the term.
But I'm like, do I want to use the word private? Because that's so fucking modern sounding for my brain. And how do nobility factor into this?
I think they would have been infantry. That's the.
But they're also guards. Are guards
I
infantry?
think they'd still.
Or
be-
is it
Yeah, I think
don't
I think
know.
infantry is like a specific job, like a specific type of soldier, and
Sorry, my brain
not
was just like
necessarily
the
a rank.
pawns.
I need
Yes.
someone's slightly autistic father who hyper-focused on the military once he reached retirement to come and help me. That's like that's
Or
the thing.
I could ask my uncle who's currently in the military.
Yeah, I could do that too. Yeah, that too. But like the historical military buff that like knows a shit ton about a bunch of different militaries.
I mean, to be okay, so here's the thing. I come from a military family. I am, in fact, a military brat. I was just, because I am a girl, I had considered joining the military at some point, but my grandfather was like, I served, your father served, your uncle served, so you wouldn't have to serve. And he's like crying. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I will never think of it again. And so from that point on, I blocked out a lot of it. But I can ask a lot of military questions of my military family for you.
Okay, I might compile this because I'm like, I do want to.
One of my children is about to start learning about the Vietnam War, and I'm like, Papa fought in that. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, Agent Orange, the reason he has some of his medical illnesses. So I was like, if you need essays, and like, one of my children had to write a military essay, and like some of the questions they were supposed to ask in the interview is like, why did you join the military? Why do you think it's good? And my grandfather, he's just straight up, I regret it. I did it to like prove to like get out of a bad family situation. It was hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not the vibe I think the assignment was going for, but he, these are real answers. So
Korean War?
RP did some stuff for character development. RP's got to go to bed early so they can do a report. Yeah, get your rest. Infantry is a specific job in the military.
Infantry is RP's
especially
like,
in modern military, they have MOs. Or RP was in the military. You could just ask RP if he would like not now because he's got a lot to deal with, but just be like, hey RP,
Yeah.
So I often forget RP is a veteran.
I also
and I
want to
should
look at some different cultures and their militaries and the rankings and stuff.
There's everything from infantry to admin, motor transport, intelligence. Yeah, my uncle now works as a trainer because he suffered some damage in his ear, so now his equilibrium's permanently off, so he's no longer fit for active. Well,
yeah, I've just been calling everyone high up commander.
You're what?
Like, there can't be this many commanders. I've been calling everyone high up commander, but that cannot be accurate. And I'm like, I don't actually want these two people to be.
He can, in fact, answer questions about military.
Thank you.
I do know my father had these weird aspirations of one of his children joining the Air Force, and as teenagers, we all needed glasses, and he was like, "There goes that dream out the window."
There was a guy in my brother's
specifically for the Air Force, you have to have 20/20 vision because the pressure will fuck with your contacts or glasses.
I could have. I have good vision.
You could fulfill my father's dream for me.
Issues. I have plenty of other things going on.
I don't know how migraines would interact with being a
probably
pilot.
not well with the Air Force stuff. I love looking at my own notes. Bear with arms? I wrote armor, not arms, but that's how I read it.
You hear that most bears have arms.
No,
they do.
Armor.
Each branch of the U.S. military has similar but different definitions of some jobs. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. And so I want to look at like ancient different ancient military, like old military.
I will say it's good. I do know there are a lot of terms that while they sound modern, they have been around since like militaries have been a thing. It's just there's not really a need to update those terms. So,
and then I also need to figure out how I want nobility to factor into my military. If that like the base noble rank, what is that? Is it like parallel or is it just like stacked on top? Like a commoner needs to work this much. You know, normal things. Writer. Do you guys like my binder?
You have to decide if it's a military state or not.
Probably. Yes.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. So that's so fun. Flashback to the time where I was like, yeah, this guy is a contemporary of Jason's grandpa. And then I did math and I was like, shit, he's 70. He has to be an old person. He's 70 and I made him real young when shit went down. Like he's like 16, I think, when he went to war, and I'm like, he was really good at war, I guess, and that's how
he was the best at war. He was so good at it.
That's how he got to know the guy in charge.
This is related and unrelated, but I would like to let everybody know that because you're like, he's the contemporary to the grandfather, and it's like, oh yes, like writers realizing the reality of their concepts. And as a reader, I like to try to figure out sometimes, like, did the writer like know, or did they were just like, ah, yes, this sounds good. And like my husband and I, we've decided to read the Fourth Wing series together. We've read book 1, and they're like describing the size of the dragons and stuff. And my husband's like, this makes no sense. This means the dragon would be. And so I'm like looking up the equivalents and stuff. And I'm like, no, that means that dragon is the size of an airplane. This makes sense to me.
Yeah, me attempting to figure out how the fuck tall my dragons are. And my dad and I were talking, and I was like, yeah, probably like 3 stories tall. And he's like, do you understand how big that is? Go find a building in your city. You're in LA, you can do this. That has 3 stories and stand outside it and go, that's how big you want this dragon to be?
Yeah, my house is a 2. Yeah, remember, my house is a 2-story house.
Yeah, my house is a 2-story house. I'm like, no, that's, I mean,
exactly.
It wasn't
you need to have another story
taller than that, but I'm like, I need to figure out the sizing of at least Rye. No one else really matters, but because there's only like a couple other dragons, and then I can just put them in relation to Rye. But like Rye's on his own, and I'd be like, when he's seen, it needs to be, this is how big he is. But there's also not Rye and his dragon forms from someone else's perspective for like the entire book. And then I'm like, or like Ryan, his Dracon, like half shifted form, because it's from Rye's perspective when he does that, because it's a secret, and it's bothering me so much because I'm like, I want to give you the cool dragon description, but he's currently going, oh my god, scales, ah! Like his, like the brow ridge and the curl of his horns and the way the sunlight catches, he's going, ah! I'm like,
that's also. Like this conversation in general also just reminds me of when like you read in like some romance novels that are more historical and somebody's wearing like metal armor and then they like crush their love interest against them, and I'm like, that would be highly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I read or I watched something recently where this guy was kidnapping who would be the love interest for like some political reasons, and he has her over the shoulder, and I'm sitting here going, oh god, that would be so uncomfortable. And then she's like, look, I'll walk with you, but can you put me down because this really hurts my stomach. I was like internally just crying because I was like, oh, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, I have at one point, like, I was like, I want to be really cool. And so Rye and Jason are both on a horse, and Rye's trying to shoot behind him. And I'm like, this is so, like, you can't, when 2 people on a horse like that. So Rye's not human, so I can get away with a little. So he wraps his legs around Jason, like, you know, his torso, and then leans
his core
back
strength
and does sideways. Like instead of going like this with the bow, he's like shooting flat, but he's laying back.
Mhm.
And Jason's like, the fuck is happening? From Jason's perspective, he's like, for a second he thinks Rye fell off when Rye's hands like let go of him, and then all of a sudden he just has feet here, and he's like and like turns around a little bit, or he hears the thrum of the bow and is like, the fuck is happening? And then Rye comes back up, and I'm like, yeah, he's not a human, and his human version is just stronger, faster, tougher. Like he's just inhuman. And he has to have other
Genetics
flaws,
makes
and
him
that's why he's
stronger,
not very
faster,
smart. But we
tougher.
love him.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking stronger.
What?
The song Sam started singing.
RP was giving an example of
Yeah,
artillery, for example, in modern and late medieval era is cannons and howitzers and stuff, but in ancient Rome it was trebuchets and archers, etc.
Fox,
And
there's
CB,
a different dragon that's like 4 or 5 stories tall, but it's not Rye. It's Alaric.
I knew that. I was waiting for, because that comment was not to me. But as far as the song there is a strong. It has been sampled by other songs, but originally it is from. Is it Daft Punk or the other one?
I don't know.
But it goes. It's called Stronger, and it says, "Power after stronger, faster, better. Our work is never over."
I was thinking, gotta be stronger, gotta be better.
Oh, completely different one.
Yeah, I don't even know what was in my head, but he's not 8 stories tall. He needs to
stronger. I think Christina Aguilera Stronger is what you were thinking.
Maybe he needs to. I don't know, because I'm like, technically they're gonna re-outfit a horse saddle at one point to fit him. Obviously, they need to add leather to go around, and also there's wings in the way. But I'm like,
Matt, can you adjust your camera so your head is not just floating all the way down there?
Called out. But I like want him to be like, I have him carry Jason or like carry a person in his claws. But I'm like, if his claws are that big, how the fuck big is the rest of him? I should look at the eagles, but they're carrying dwarves, and dwarves are built different, and hobbits. They're tiny. Canonically.
Who knew how much math you would need?
Yeah. And I'm like, do I commission an artist to have a person and then draw a dragon proportionally in relation to this person? Because I can't figure it out. But I also don't need to know exact measurements, but now it's bothering me.
Hold on, I got you.
I got confirmation the song is originally by Daft Punk.
Okay.
Thank you. I thought it was, but I wanted to make sure.
Because I'm like, if he's claws, like maybe he has to carry Jason a different way than with his claws, but he has like the claws on the legs and the claws on. Originally it was just one, and I'm like, no, that'd be really big, but claws on the legs and then claws around like the torso. But I'm like, not. Jason's a full-grown dude, like he's a big dude. I got nothing. For like, then if the feet are like that, but also what do dragon feet look like? Are they like cats? Do they have the farther back claw?
All right, how tall is Jason?
Like 6'4". He's a romance lead. He has to be freakishly tall.
Fair enough.
Not saying 6'4" freakishly tall. I mean, it kind of is. I say with knowing lots of people who are that tall.
These absolute monsters.
Maybe he's like 6'2", but for this example, we're doing 6'4". I also can't make him super tall because Rye is short. And I'm like, I can't have like a foot age, or not age gap, ew. Height difference. You know, the metric of age, a foot.
A foot.
Yeah. I'm wondering what Sam is doing over there. Because, like, I know there are height, comparison things, but...
Sam's going to pull up a cork board with just, like, a bunch of...
What you don't know.
I could.
So I've actually been working on this for a while.
I could pull out an image of a dragon. I thought Game of Thrones or like House of the Dragon would be a great reference for dragon sizes, but I couldn't find like any just them next to each other comparisons. And like a couple of them I did find, I'm like, these don't. The dragons apparently are growing throughout the seasons. And I'm like, fuck, I can't tell. Like, I know they're growing, but like, I'm like, oh, this scene looks like it's good. Oh, but no, it's the next time the dragon shows up, it's completely different. It's fine. Why aren't they doing stuff to perfectly suit my needs? That's my question.
Why is this? Do what I tell you.
I thought I'd be more okay with my hair now, and now I don't. I was wrong. We lost Sam, though.
Yeah, Sam told the computer to do what she tells it to, and then it banished her away.
I know. How rude.
Makes sense, though.
Is this too big?
I don't know what she's trying to do, but
don't worry. Just entertain the people.
Also, I'm like, I have my dragons looking different. Like, there's different types of dragons look different, and they'll have different sizing scales, like what it is an adolescent dragon in one type. Also, Rai is stunted. He's not like other girls in so many ways. Like, he's weird for a dragon, and he's not a human, so he's weird for a human. And also the way he learns magic, him being book 1, if I knew I was going to do multiple books, Rai's book would not be book 1. When I started out, because setting up the world and the magic system, I'm like juggling, this is how it works, but it doesn't work like that for him.
Yeah.
Like, this is how it works for humans, and this is how it worked for the vast majority of our main characters in the future. And almost everyone you run into, this is how magic works. And this is how Rai does it.
Yeah.
Which is basically like vibes and some willpower. And I'm like, buddy boy. He's walking around with a magic book, and I'm like, do I include passages? And then him be like, that's interesting. I'm going to do it differently. It's like he's studying. As good as it's gonna get learning. That's not how it's going to work for him. He's like, aha, I can read this. Yeah, and like his whole thing is like, oh, I can read Draconic, but the Draconic does not like.
Yeah,
that's great, but you didn't need to. That's the thing. You could be like, I really want this to happen, and then it would happen. Versus a human would have to be like, I want rain to happen, so I have to learn the exact spells for rain and figure out how much power and like gather up ambient magic into myself to be able to channel it into expelling it, and with the right word, make the spell happen. And I have to learn that word because I don't know it inherently because I'm not a fucking dragon. And honestly, I think it'll be funny if in the future I have like an extra or something of one of my future main characters who had to study and learn magic for like their entire life. Where it's like, took me 6 weeks, white man did it in 1 day. That kind of like me. Where it's Rai's like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted it to happen. And everyone else is like, oh, fucking hell.
You guys are studying?
Good news is, Rai, I think, would only need to be 20 feet tall to carry Jason with his claws.
How'd you figure that out?
Trial and error.
And are you going to the back, or are you going to the top of his head upon his neck?
Hold on.
Okay.
A little like, we'll be right back.
This would be like to the back, I presume.
Oh my god. What are you even doing over there?
Matt, I will send it to you. I would show it on chat, but I don't know if the picture of the dragon I found is copywritten or not. So.
Yeah. I love the tail is just part of it. Yeah.
I can adjust that. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
These are to the wingtips, which I didn't even. I've just been describing the wingspan as large, big.
No, you're fine. From this picture, I would assume that like the 20, like if it,
I would
ignore the
assume
picture. The picture is
Rye-
just a visual thing there. It's
Yeah,
not,
Rye's height would be like, imagine if his legs were extended. This is around the height he would be.
yeah.
And so his
That's
back's at
just,
like 10 feet, and then his head is like 14 plus horns. Yeah.
no, Fox, everybody, I've definitely used this height tool before. I have shared this height tool with
Yeah.
absolutely
Which
everybody.
with that height tool I used for their human forms. And
You
his
just
half
you didn't consider
You didn't
I didn't know
consider.
you could insert a dragon into it. But yeah, so I'm like, I want him to be big, but also he's small. You know? I just want it to be like that. Isn't that easy? Doesn't that make sense?
Oh no, that's not letting me do what I wanted to. Damn it.
Um,
How do I change the picture?
and so I've been trying to figure out how I want Rye's visuals to be of what he looks like. And we fully don't get what Rye looks like when he's a dragon until the last like 3 chapters from Jason's perspective. Because when Rye shifts, it's important to know what's going on in his head, so I'm in his head.
Right.
And I think I literally might do a flashback or like Jason thinking about it. Because I mean, like, it would be normal to think about the dragon if you saw the dragon.
Yeah.
Like, to like, reflect on the fact you saw a giant dragon, but apparently maybe not so giant.
I think any dragon would cause some reflection.
Probably. Especially if you're in a world that considers dragons almost deific. Is that how you say that word? Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Thank you.
I think that's right.
So I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have Jason be like, or he's drifting in and out of consciousness. This is so many spoilers, but it's whatever. Post dragon, and I'm like, I could easily just go into a dream / memory. Like, he's all feverish and shit. He's not doing well. So having the dragon show up there and having that be a way to show it when it's not actually there is also what I'm thinking of doing. But yeah. Do you guys think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I'm always a fan of feverish recollections.
Okay.
Oh, I love them, especially since it's like, how accurate were they? Like, what was going on? We are coming up to our 3 hours, plus my fingers are cold. So I can't have the heater on while we're talking, because then I can't hear you guys. So,
yeah.
But
lately I've been so incapable of finding a comfortable temperature in my home. I don't know.
Oh, in the main house, not an issue. I'm in the garage den.
My roommates and I have very different temperature thresholds.
I think my temperature just fluctuates incredibly determined by how much food is actively in my stomach.
Matt's having hot flashes. Menopause. It's on its way.
That's tough.
I will say that's actually
Yes.
there is a thing where if you are cold, eat something warm. If you are warm, eat something cold.
Oh yeah.
So it could be you.
I should eat.
As you are a big fan of eating, it could just be whatever you're eating is fucking with your core temperature.
Yeah. No, because it is truly like, consistently, if I eat a big old meal, I'm now warm. But before I ate a big old meal, I was quite cold.
Yes.
So
Yep.
but I eat so regularly that my body temperature is perpetually just doing this.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What you should do is you get a hoodie, or not a hoodie, a sweater that you can just like, you wear the sweater just casually around your house, and then when you eat, you take it off.
This is why I wear cardigans constantly.
I'm like, you're a cardigan guy, I'm pretty sure.
That's why. It's the utility of it all. It's because of my irregular body temperature.
But
And the Taylor Swift song.
Sure.
Thank
And
you.
also the Taylor Swift song.
Good.
Whose Whip
Good job, Matt.
Wednesday is today? Or is this week?
Yours.
Is it mine because we canceled last time?
Did we cancel last time? I don't know. I'm going off of what you
We
posted.
did. We canceled because you were dying and I was dying.
Likely place for me to be. You posted a stream schedule.
I did. That's what I was looking at.
And it says your channel.
Yeah.
So we're going by that, and it's your fault if it's wrong.
Look, I was just trying to double check that it was, in fact, I'm gonna just go check my channel real quick. It should be correct, though, but I like to double check myself because I am not perfect.
We have commentary that Matt and I are agreeing too much, so we have to stop.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I'll...
Stop wearing cardigans.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you should. I think they're great. I love cardigans.
They're
Yes,
such
it
a
is
good
on-
piece of clothing.
It is
They
on my
are.
channel this week because we had canceled last week for health reasons. So,
Okay.
all right. So yes, Whip Wednesday this Wednesday. Also Saturday, Book Talk Grandmaster Volume 4, not the final volume.
Not the final volume or the end. And also, Scumvillain has an extra now, which is 25,000 words. I'm so excited. It's so many things are revealed. I've gotten so many spoilers because
Should we do another, or should we do
kinda
a
wanna
bonus
do
book talk?
I kind of want to do a bonus book talk to talk about it because it's a
Okay.
lot of lore is dropped.
All right, we'll do a special bonus one. We'll figure out how we're gonna do that later. And then, we have a Flash Fiction free for all this month, everybody. The final. Also, say bye to Matt. We won't see him again until the Flash Fiction free for all. He's like so genuinely concerned.
Yo, I'm like, where am I going?
It's like, am I being fired live on air? No, you're just not available until the 24th.
You go, and say goodbye to Matt, and I just start fading away.
I'm putting him away until I'll pull him back out of the other dimension.
Just like
on the
crying,
24th.
having Peter Parker flashbacks.
But I mean, his wall is almost Sam Blue, so
Dude,
who's not
there
to
is a
say
lot
I
of
haven't. But I don't think I have any other. The Nostalgia Train is going to be talking about Lockwood and Co. on Thursday. Very good middle grade novel. Highly suggest. And we will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.